We are live. Welcome. Thank you everybody for being here. As always, please take a moment, hit like, hit subscribe. Here to chat about Freemasonry as I get my collar in decent shape. Any thoughts you have on Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral, please let me know. Hope everybody is doing well, having a good night. 1 a.m. stream. As you guys know, this weekend's going to be exciting. Saturday is Masonic Membership Visibility Day. And we're going to be celebrating that day. I'm going to be going to Chicago to see some friends, see some Masonic brethren. And then believe me, I will very happily discuss that when I get back on Sunday. So it's going to be a blast, which would be, I guess, what, the 16th. There it is. For the time being, jump on. Let me know how you're doing. Anything you want to talk when it comes to Freemasonry, again, positive, negative, or neutral, let me know. This is going to be a shorter stream because I have a very busy weekend coming up, and so I'm definitely going to need to get some sleep now while I have the chance. 301 KEK. Cool. I'm third degree, which, as you should know, if you are 33rd degree, third degree is the highest degree in Freemasonry. Surf, what's up with you? How you doing? My favorite show of all time? It goes back and forth. There's a couple, but I would say Charmed at the moment. Followed, closely by Crossing Jordan, Angel, Lost, Freddy's Nightmares, Friday the 13th, Are You Afraid of the Dark, The Bear, The Newsroom. Blue Tick, welcome. Please hit like and subscribe. You're new to the channel. I recognize a name like that. Sir Fuzz, I'm glad that you are good. Please hit like and subscribe as well. I'm pretty sure you're new to the stream. If you're not, I've just forgotten your name. I'm very sorry. And I just realized, because apparently I'm a genius, I got my shirt on inside out. You know what? I don't want to get anybody too excited. I'm going to take this and put it the correct way on. Don't worry, I got a shirt on underneath. How young are you, Bruce? Lost, Crossing Jordan, Charmed, Angel. What about The Bear? That's one of my favorite shows, and that's pretty recent. But Bruce, you should still be able to hit the like and subscribe button, so please do so. Blue Tick, well, this channel, I created to promote the ways Freemasonry was and is relevant to the communities in which we're located. I'm an 80s kid. I was born 83. So I think Charmed came out in like 98 and Angel came out in 2001. Crossing Jordan 2001 as well. There you go. Look at that. Shirt is on correct way. I'm going to do the collar correct as well. Then I'll be all set. Krish, please hit like and subscribe. So Blue Tick, yeah, this channel is about Freemasonry. Any thoughts you have on Freemasonry, let me know. That's the best I can do, guys. I can't make my shirt any nicer for you. So I hope you appreciate it. John Farmer, how's it going? Please hit like and subscribe as well. You're trying to be Temu famous? I don't know what Temu famous means, but okay. I've never heard that expression before. Freemasonry refers to a civic institution or a club that has existed for about 350 years, and of which I've been a member for 20 years. I joined in 2007, but it's a club. Great legend. To be a Freemason, you have to believe in a supreme being. However, that supreme being is up to you. My supreme being is the rational nature of the universe as expressed through science and as expressed through geometry. Oh, with the joke again. I am not Flea from the Chili Peppers, I promise. Daniel, welcome back. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Cast Blast. It was on Inside Out before. F3MC, hello. Blue Tick, you're saying sir, but sir what? Don't call me sir. It depends, John. Every Mason believes something different. Freemasonry is not a religious belief system, right? I suppose at the most basic level, what you could say is Freemasons believe it's worth spending time with other people. And to be a Freemason, you must believe in a supreme being. But I've sat in lodges with Muslim Masons and Jewish Masons and Hindu and Sikh and Christian, Protestant and Catholic, and anything in between. I know I got a big forehead. What can I say? Please do, Daniel. I'd be much obliged. Just leave it as a comment in a video. Honestly, that's the best way to do it. Because that's what I check most frequently and most regularly. Oh, slow with the joke. I mean, I don't know, lots of. I've sat in lodge with, I know one Hindu Mason that I can speak of, but I'm sure there's more because there's a lot of Freemasonry in India. And if I recall correctly, India is a very common spot for Hindu faith, I believe. Um, well, so I joined because, I joined because I wanted to. I joined because my dad was a Freemason, and I always kind of assumed sooner or later I would join, just because I saw, the good of the organization growing up, going to Christmas parties, special events. It just seemed like something that I would enjoy and something that would be fun. People join for different reasons. Some join because they're looking to make friends. Freemasonry can very often be very popular amongst immigrants to a country because it's kind of a quick way to make friends. Um, some join because they're looking to develop certain skills. Like within Freemasonry, you certainly learn how to speak in public really well. You learn how to organize and run meetings and special events very well. If you ever plan to get a job that involves running a board meeting or secretarial work, join a Masonic Lodge. You'll be very happy you did. Some join because they like tradition. Some join just because they're looking for friends. If you had to say that there is for lack of a better term, there is a unifying idea or unifying identity, I would say that unifying idea and identity at its core is that it's worth spending time with other people, which is something I truly believe, by the way. Hello, Onyx. Thank you for being here. Daniel, welcome. I love Indian food. Bob, a very handsome cave person. So, John, that's a good question. Why is my face on your profile pic? I hate when people do that stuff. No. A Masonic Lodge refers to the group of people, and the Masonic Temple or building is where they meet. It could be called a Masonic Temple, it could be called a Masonic Temple, it could be called a Masonic Meeting Hall, it could be called any number of different things it could be called, right? Masonic Convention Center, Masonic Space, but that's the meeting place. The lodge refers to the group of people. User, are you saying I'm a creep? Or are you saying somebody else is a creep? Yes, DIY Camel Guy. I am a Mason. I've been a Mason for 20 years. Please take a moment to like and subscribe. Um, so Clash, what do you think I'm lying about? I guess I'm programmed to speak this way in the sense that I've always spoken this way. So there must be something about my personal nature that this is how I speak. R6, how's it going? Ooh, Mayo, sorry about your luck. That sucks. If I had to share one piece of wisdom, you're doing better than you think. So just relax, is my piece of wisdom. That's what I always say to people. You're doing better than you think. That's always been my experience. You look fake, but are a great guy. I don't know why I look fake. Please like and subscribe. I've never ridden a goat. Cool. Carpenters, stonemasons, electricians, they're all journeymen and tradesmen, and they are the foundation upon which Freemasonry rests. Right? So, welcome. Thank you for being here. Pete, that is very true. But very often, I think people don't actually realize the success that they're having in life or how good their life may be going. It's very easy to just think about the negativity and not realize there's a lot of good. I've known a lot of people who are actually having a lot of success in their life, but they're not able to see it for whatever reason. It's very unfortunate. Either or legendary stuff. I've not watched it because I don't want to give it views and help spread it. So I have no idea if it's accurate or not. But I mean, it just is what it is. It's just a reminder that we need to be careful about things like cell phones and lodges. Um, I can give you wisdom. This life is meaningless without God. I mean, that may be true for you, Jesus. Jesus account, I should say. I would be hesitant about saying that, though. I think you can find meaning through various faiths and backgrounds and beliefs. Um, do I know roughly how many have perished? I don't know what you mean by directly due to the dollar. Do you mean as in not having enough money to buy food, or do you mean people, fiddling with the dollar or manipulating it? I don't know what you mean by because of the dollar. Um, it's a weird way to phrase that, DIY camel guy. There is no real purpose of masonry. The real purpose of masonry is to spend time with other people, right? I mean, yes, that's the real purpose of stone masonry, not just to build walls, but otherwise, yes, Clash, because I do not know what you're talking about. So Freemasonry is primarily a fraternity. Now, there is the Order of Women Freemasons, there's Eastern Star. So Freemasonry does have a lot of females active in it. Order of Women Freemasonry has been around since 1908 and is a very wonderful order and a very wonderful part of civic life. But the majority of Masonry is done in a fraternal setting. Um, well, I'm glad you feel comfortable listening to me, Five Head. I mean, stay for as long as you can and then take off when you have to. But just make sure you mark in your calendar, to everybody watching this, August 21st, starting 2 p.m. Eastern, 24-hour live stream. We're going to be celebrating the Masonic Medical Research Institute, which I cannot wait for. It's going to be a blast. I mean, Freemasonry is not a religion, Bull, so it makes no statements, it makes no promises of salvation or threats of damnation. Meaning, if you want to know how to get to heaven, talk to your religious leadership. But I'll say I've known many Christian Freemasons who absolutely believe in heaven, absolutely believe in hell, and don't seem to think that their being a Freemason puts them at any risk of not getting there. Well, I prefer to think of it as privacy, not secrecy, and people have the right to privacy. Think about it, DIY camel guy, like having your grandmother's family recipe for cookies. You keep that private, you keep that secret, not because there's anything illicit or immoral about your grandma's recipe, but because maintaining it within your family helps maintain the bonds of brotherhood. The bonds of the family between your grandmother, your mother, you, your kids, your grandkids. If you give that family recipe away to people outside the family, suddenly the family is less bonded. It has a less of a thing connecting them. And also, it's not your recipe to give. It belongs to the whole family. So you can't share it. Our Masonic rituals are basically family recipes. Well, it would be less impactful and less helpful if it's shared, because then the main impact and the purpose of the ritual is to create bonds of brotherhood through shared experiences. If you share with everybody, whether they are Mason or not, whether they participate or not, then it loses its impact and it means a lot less. It's kind of like if everybody is your friend, then nobody is your friend, right? If everybody is part of your family, then you have no family. Relationships matter because there's different types of relationship. If everybody's your coworker, you have no coworker. Well, Vamp, I'm a Freemason and I'm not a scammer. At least I don't think I am. Although I suppose I'll let everybody decide that for themselves. Well, Jesus' account, I never confirm nor deny what happens in Masonic ritual, but here's what I'll say. Very often throughout history, and especially when we're children, we use threats of physical harm or punishment as metaphors to represent the importance of what we're saying. Cross your heart and hope to die, stick a needle in your eye. None of that is literal, none of that is true. When I said that as a kid, I did not expect to literally carve an X into my heart, nor to put a needle in my eye. It was a metaphor, and it was me expressing how important what I was saying is. In fact, we often use the metaphor of harm to describe words and deeds. Freemasonry is not the devil's work. Bull, I am not an atheist. To be a Freemason, you must believe in a supreme being. My supreme being is the rational nature of the universe as expressed through science, and expressed through geometry. So, Kid Stardust, why do you think Freemasonry is the devil's work? I'm just going to keep waiting to see who joins. As always, please take a moment, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and any thoughts you have on Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral, I'd love to hear it. Weaving spiders come not here. I don't know what that means, but please hit like and subscribe. Channel 6. I mean, I'd have not. Tom Cruise should want to date me. I'm so awesome. What? Jesus? I don't know what you're talking about there, but I think you've lost your mind. If I was part of any organization that taught me that particular thing, I would not remain part of the organization. Think you're not doing well in your life at the moment, Jesus. I don't think L. Ron Hubbard was a Freemason, Bull. People have told me that. Based on what I've seen, he was not. By the way, please hit like and subscribe. I mean, the most basic tenets of Freemasonry would be brotherly love, relief, and truth. I would say, even at its more fundamental level, the basic tenet of Freemasonry is it's worth spending time with other people. What Freemasonry is, though, is the continuation of stonemasonry in a social setting. Whether there is a handshake or not, Jesus, I will neither confirm nor deny. Join to find out. Daniel, you get used to it, believe me. Never, I mean, obviously, I don't know what that is because I've never been to Bohemian Grove. I suppose it'd be kind of fun. I don't know what happens there. That probably, maybe, don't they just dance around an owl or something? Sorry, conspiracy theorists, though, never been to Bohemian Grove. Freemasonry has nothing to do with the Grove, if you will. I don't know. So OTO stands for Ordo Temporis. It's not a Masonic order. It's kind of a little bit Masonic adjacent, but it's not a Masonic body. I've never sacrificed to Moloch. I've never been to Bohemian Grove. None of this has anything to do with Freemasonry. By the way, Tim Vapid, thank you for being here. Please hit like and subscribe. We did not make the sun disappear, I promise. So Husafel, I'll say this, there is a swimming pool at the Detroit Masonic Temple, but it was never filled, sadly. So there's a floor in the Masonic Lodge of Detroit that has a swimming pool in it, but it's empty. It's never been used. I would love to be called Destroyer of Suns. I think that would be really cool. So we went from Moloch to Mammon. I don't know whom either of those are. They sound to me like biblical names, but I don't think I've heard of either of them. Isn't like Moloch is an owl, is what I usually think of. To destroy the sun, I would be too worried. Absolute power corrupts, absolutely right. I would be worried I'd end up like, just for fun blowing up the sun by mistake one day. I'd be terrified. Freemason, Moloch and Mammon? Isn't Mammon a type of bread? I thought, if I recall correctly. Billy, I have no idea what you're talking about. Please hit like and subscribe, though. Mammon is wealth. Okay. So in what way am I being tricked, Kid Stardust? As someone who's been a Mason for 20 years, who's attended Masonic lodges around the world, in what way am I being quote-unquote tricked? No, not immediately, Mr. Tyler. At least 8 minutes, because not to be Mr. Science Guy, but it takes 8 minutes to for anything to travel from the sun to the Earth. So if the sun was destroyed, we wouldn't know for 8 minutes. But then yes, I suspect it'd be very bad very quickly, in a lot of different ways. It's mana. Okay, well, I don't know what the difference between manon and mana is, but I remember some type of bread or something. Manna is the bread from heaven. Okay, cool. Maybe we need to start building nuclear powered underground bunkers so life can continue. I mean, I feel like it would be, Mr. Tyler, a lot of a lot of time and effort, and I don't think I'm ever going to get the power to destroy the sun. I know I'm a Mason. I'm the highest degree in Freemasonry, all the rest of it, but that does give me the power to blow up the sun, despite what some people may think. Liam, what I am is handsome. Um, Hero. Okay, I mean, I've heard the term bread of life before. And I mean, I guess that makes sense because I was watching the Promised Land TV or YouTube show. I was impressed by it. It was pretty funny. It was about Moses and the Israelites in the Promised Land. Hero Shisaki? I do not know what that is. I'm handsome, Bull. Someone above said I'm albino. What I am is handsome. Um, and Bull, if you disagree with me, that's very sad. And no Marvel. Well, thank you, Cappy. Much obliged. Um, well, that's not good. Let's just put you in a timeout over here. Have I read Morals of Dogma? A long time ago. Um, it's not required reading, despite what people think. Albert Pike is actually not that important to most people's Masonic journey, including mine. But it's been a while. Some of it I liked, some of it I didn't like. I'd have to go back over it again to really get into it. Um, Obviously, everybody always takes one section of that book and brings it up as like a gotcha for Freemasonry. It drives me crazy. Well, thank you, Bull. I am handsome. It's nice to have somebody agree with me. Many Freemasons would agree with it. They do, Tim, and it's unfortunate because, Albert Pike, there's a lot of valuable things he said. I liked his take on democracy, but obviously he goes a bit overboard with it. But the biggest thing people need to remember about Albert Pike is the very first thing he says in Morals and Dogma, um, which is that everyone is free to dissent and disagree with anything written therein. He was writing a he was writing his personal Masonic philosophy, not not a Masonic code for people to follow. Um, I don't know who is that his middle name. It could be Jack. You need to. I don't mind you saying things, but if you repeat them over and over again, you're gonna get yourself timed out. Okay, time to put you in a timeout. If you can come back and relax a bit and say other things other than the same three words. Um, ENT, I mean, some will be, some won't be, right? Zionism is a political ideology, and Freemasonry is not political. So, I mean, I would say I'm personally probably Zionist. I'm a member of a lodge in Israel. I believe in a two-state solution. So I believe in an Israeli state and a Palestinian state. I know many Masons, though, who politically are very opposed to the state of Israel. Um, and I know many who are for it. It just depends on your personal views. Freemasonry, you can't really ask the question, do Freemasons believe X or Y? Because no two Freemasons will have the same set of beliefs. Um, Hello, second guesser. To spend time with other people, Zed 3 times. It really is that simple. like no one would ask what the purpose is of a fraternity, right, in a college. What the purpose is of getting together with your friends on a Friday night. You know, um, it really is as simple as a way to spend time with other people. Now, there's a belief that traditions are important and history is important and maintaining membership in clubs is important because, yes, you can spend time with people in a variety of ways, but that's like saying you can listen to a variety of songs, right? Like, what's the point of listening to Simple Man when you could listen to Wild Horses? Well, it's because I like the song Simple Man. What's the point of making friends through Freemasonry when I could make friends through playing sports? I like Freemasonry. Um, I do not wear black horns. Um, I will not. Orthodoxy is cool. I'm actually traveling to Chicago because we are rocking out with Masonic Membership Visibility Day, which is going to be really, really cool. And I can't wait for it. Celebrating kindness, celebrating our Masonic membership. It's primarily in Illinois, but I think every Mason can celebrate it. Um, Well, there's a lot of different reasons. Part of it is because historically there have been some conspiracy theories and some hoaxes, like the Leo Taxil hoax, which a person wrote a bunch of nonsense. Also, there was a level of jealousy. When Freemasonry was attracting a lot of members, because things snowball, right? When something is growing, it's very common for it to keep growing. And for a long time, Freemasonry was growing. That was taking membership away from other organizations that people were jealous of it. But primarily, people who struggle in their life are looking for people to kind of scapegoat, and Freemasonry kind of can be a convenient scapegoat. Um, I mean, Orthodoxy, I appreciate the invitation, but you're barking up the wrong tree. I mean, I'll go to a Catholic church if there's, especially if there's like a family event, like my goddaughter was baptized, but as a general rule, if I go to a church, it's more often than not an Anglican church, which I do every now and then go to. Um, well, second guesser, I mean, you can decide for yourself, right? I can't. You can do what you please. I mean, if you want to hang with other men but don't want to join Freemasonry, you can join a sports team or a chess club or I don't know. You can go to church. Sometimes they have men's groups. You can do whatever you want, second guesser, right? What I would say though is if you think secret societies contribute to the suffering of the world, in my experience, that's not the case. In fact, Freemasonry contributes to making the world a better place in a variety of ways, which we've talked about in the past on this stream. Um, you can, Orthodoxy, I had to take a course. I had to, because I'm Anglican by birth, I had to go and I had to visit this church and take like a 3 day course about of um, the role of the godparent, and then the priest or the father had to sign off on it, as well as first I as a whole thing. This was like 15, 16 years ago. First, I had to go to not my church, but a church, like an Anglican church, and I had to. Luckily, I knew a deacon there. He had to sign off on something saying I was a good character. I had to take that to the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church, then I had to go through a course on like the role of the Godfather. And after that was done, they signed off that I went through the course. And then when I went to the baptism, I had to like when they went to give the communion, I had to go like this to indicate I was an Anglican, which is fine. I don't mind. I have no issue with it. But yeah, no, they were good to me and they were friendly. It was interesting. And the course, I don't remember much of it because this is 15 years ago, but I remember enjoying it. Um, Pastor Sempa, that's not the case. Welcome, Halfhawk. Okay, the Elks Lodge. Hey, nothing but respect to the Elks. I think they are awesome. I don't care. The more elks, the more moose, the more everything we have in the world, the better the world will be. So, I think that's awesome. Well, I mean, I'm Anglican. That's what they called me, Orthodoxy. I don't know. When they wanted me to be the Godfather, then they had to ask me, to which religion I'm most closely aligned, and I had to say Anglican because that is the religion. If you were to like say which religion, if I had to conceive of God in a religious context, it's probably the Anglican faith that my heart or my mind goes back to. My heart, it's the rational nature of the universe. Um, Big, what I am is handsome. Second guesser, oh my gosh, that's a question. I mean, my emphasis has always been more on the first 3 degrees and Blue Lodge, but I think sacrifice and the Pelican, right? Like, I think with the 18th degree and Rose Quad, it's about sacrificing for the common good, sacrificing yourself for something bigger than you. Um, I mean, I was baptized as a child, or whatever the term is. I think there's a different term, right, between Catholic and Anglican, or whatever it is. A religious figure poured water on my head when I was an infant. I don't know what it's called. Um, I am in Canada, Josh. Born and raised in Winnipeg, currently live in Windsor. I've said it a million times, Canada is the greatest country in the world, in part because we have the greatest neighbors in the world. Don't forget, please hit like, please hit subscribe, and most importantly, please mark on your calendar August 21st, 2026, 24 hours stream. It's going to be a blast. Yukon, I love Canada. One of the, like I said, one of the greatest countries. I mean, it's my home. It's the greatest country in the world. Um, Detroit is my neighbor, and I love Detroit. Incredible city. Really doesn't get the respect it deserves, on a side note. That is true, but we have the greatest neighbor in the world nonetheless. Um, I think they're just trolling. I like Canada, that's what matters. You get used to it. A lot of trolls exist. You kind of just have to accept it is what it is. I like USA fine, Yukon. I'll be there this weekend at some point. I mean, I am what they call a godfather. I know I'm what they call a godfather because they told me I'm the godfather. The godmother is Catholic. I remember they said they had to have at least one of them be Catholic, and the other one could be not. Again, it went through all the different rules and regulations. Um, so maybe I'm the secondary godparent, which I'm fine with. Although my godchild lives really close to me, so I see them way more than the godmother. Um, Nick, we're just hanging out chatting about Freemasonry, I'm answering questions. But we end up talking about me being a godfather and the process I went through to do so, which is interesting because my godchild is Catholic, but I am Anglican. Bag milk is awesome. Um, and please don't forget Saturday. And if this goes for any Masons in the chat as well, can I say anxious panda so we know this isn't recorded? There you go. If you're a Mason, consider celebrating your Masonic membership tomorrow during Masonic Membership Visibility Day. It's a day organized by the Grand Lodge in Illinois, but really, I think it can apply to anybody who's a Mason. We should always be willing to celebrate the fact that we're Freemasons, all the good things we do and bring into the world. From India, thank you. Please hit like and subscribe. Um, they never told me to pray for the child, at least not that I recall. I mean, I guess since my supreme being is the rational nature of the universe through geometry, I suppose you would say I don't pray. Do I like to think that I hope that the world and nature, acts in a way that's positive for the child, but who's not a child anymore? No, the Elks Lodge are not part of Freemasonry, but the Elks are a wonderful organization. Um, what's this weird thing about Panda Express? I think there can sometimes be this foolish idea among some people who are Masons that like we're in competition with the Elks or the Moose or whatever. We're not. the time when you had the greatest number of moose membership and the greatest number of elks and the greatest number of anything else, Knights of Columbus, was also the time when Freemasonry was at its highest. So I think that's really important to keep in mind. Um, I do not know what a Luciferian means. I think you're trying to say Luciferian. I'm not Luciferian. Um, I mean, I guess certainly I'm Christian by birth. My beliefs would not be Christian, but um, they were just happy to know I was. They were just happy to know I was baptized, or whatever the word is. Um, because it's actually interesting. I was back home a few months ago, and I found an old photo album. I actually found pictures of my baptism, and like they kept the invitation for it as well. So that was kind of cool. I love orange chicken. I think it's really really cool. Um, well, yeah, they wanted me to be again. They wanted to know that I was Christian. I guess it's just how do you define Christian, right? As in, if they meant just born Christian, then I am. They never asked me if I believed in God. They just asked me if I was Christian, and I said, well, I was baptized, and then I could get confirmation of it. Um, they didn't have me show my baptismal certificate. I guess they just trusted me, which I'm fine with because I was telling the truth. So I didn't have to show them my baptismal certificate, um, but yeah, it's I'm very proud to be a godfather. It's especially to an excellent godchild for that matter. So, um, to everybody watching this, please hit like, please hit subscribe. If you're a Freemason, please don't forget to celebrate your Masonic membership on Masonic Membership Visibility Day in Illinois. And mark your calendars, August 21st, 2 p.m. Eastern, 24-hour stream celebrating the Masonic Medical Research Institute. I mean, to my knowledge, I don't know how active they are in the church. I mean, certainly I understand that their parents, or at least my godchild's mom, still does Christmas and Easter and like holiday masses. I don't know about them though. Um, Thank you, Ray. Um, well, you know, go to sleep in that case. -1. You should probably be going to sleep if you're drinking. Uh, don't drink and YouTube. How's about that? Rubberman, I will not take offense to that if you hit the like and subscribe button and ask me one question about Freemasonry. And if you mark your calendar, um, we call those cheater Catholics. I mean, I can't really judge that orthodoxy because we have a term for Masons who never show up to lodge. I call them $400 Masons, meaning they paid their initiation fee, but we never see them. So I guess cheater Catholic, you can call it that as well. I can't really judge. But I think different people, have different relationships with their church and with their faith, and for that matter, with their Masonic lodges, for that matter, which is not a religion, but with their sports teams, with their whatever it is, right? What is SLC Masonic Lodge? I don't know what that is. Um, what is, who is in SLC? What is SLC? No, not cheater. Oh, how do you pronounce that? Creaster? Like Christmas, Easter? Okay, cool. I did not know that. So I guess not cheaters. Okay, so yeah, I mean, there's also a lot of that. Again, it's not the same. Freemason's not a religion, but there's a lot of like similar vibes in Freemasonry in that we get people who just show up for official visits and for installations. I don't know what, we don't have a term for them other than like $400 Mason. Grifter, hello. And I mean, you don't have to, I mean, define successful, right? You have to be a good person. If you mean, do you have to be rich or famous or powerful? That doesn't matter. Freemasonry doesn't judge success in those terms. Freemasonry judges the internal, not the external. If you're a good person, if you're trying to help people, if you're want to contribute something to your community or to your lodge, then you're more than welcome. It doesn't matter doesn't matter how quote unquote successful you've been. And again, someone asked me above advice I give to people. Um, you're doing better than you think. That's the advice I'd give to people. So, but yes, I'm 18th degree Scottish Rite, asks B. Baker. I'm also the highest degree in Freemasonry. I'm third degree Master Mason, which is the highest degree in Freemasonry. So that's the first payment because that's your initiation fee plus your dues. After that, it's a yearly fee that's less. Like when I joined at the time, this was 20 years ago, it was a $200 initiation fee followed by $100 per year. Um, Now it's gone up across the board, but there's a one-time fee that's a little bit bigger and then yearly dues, which can be anywhere from $175 to $100. It depends what lodge you're joining. Every lodge sets its own dues and its own fees. Um, there you go, agent. And I mean, even stable job, stable family, like that's a relative term, right? If somebody is applying for Freemasonry and they just lost their job, I'm not going to automatically decline their membership. Now, if they've been out of work for a long time and are really financially struggling, I would probably at that point encourage them not to apply just because I would rather they focus on, getting themselves in a good financial position first. Because if they end up joining Freemasonry and then they get a job a week later and their job schedules them for the same time we have Masonic meetings, obviously at that point they have to focus on going to work, but it kind of defeats the purpose of them joining if they can never show up. Um, for Orthodoxy, that's a lot of money. That's very impressive. Um, there are Masonic nursing homes. The most, probably biggest, most famous one is Texas Masonic Retirement Community out of Dallas, which is incredible. Um, which is fine. Mr. Tyler, cut it out. You're going to get yourself in timeout again. He can be Catholicism is cool or Orthodoxy is cool. It doesn't make a difference. Um, but there are Masonic nursing homes. There is uh, Texas Masonic Retirement Community. There's one in Alma, Michigan. There's one in Ohio. There's one in Kentucky. They do a lot of really, really cool things. No, Canada is Canada. Israel is Israel. Um, well, back in the day, a lot of police officers joined, as well as a lot of mechanics and plumbers. It was just more ubiquitous everywhere. But generally speaking, what would happen is if you joined a lodge and you're a police officer, you tell your fellow officers about it, they all join the same lodge. Suddenly you have the policeman's lodge. Um, Mr. Tyler, cut it out. You're gonna next time you say something about Orthodoxy, I'm gonna put you in timeout. Um, if the Freemasons took over the world, what would be the first priority? We would not want to take over the world, so we would not do so. But if we were to take over the world, I suppose the first priority would be tolerance for people of different beliefs, backgrounds, ethnicities, and faiths, and a desire to spend time with other people. Um, right? So I suppose that is by definition, because purpose of that's the purpose of any civic group, I would say. Cowboy, you keep repeating yourself. Gonna have to put you in timeout in a second. I don't know if you're trying to troll or if there's something wrong with your keyboard, which there could be. Um, so just gonna put you in a timeout for a second. Orthodoxy means right belief. It's not a specific. Well, yeah, I mean, there's Masonic Orthodoxy, there's Jewish Orthodoxy, there's football Orthodoxy, There's scary movie orthodoxy, right? There's driving orthodoxy. I think you got to be really careful and focus on just because something is orthodoxy doesn't mean it's automatically correct, right? Like very often people will say it's orthodoxy in football that you do this or that, but very often they found that if they challenge the orthodoxy, they can find more success. Um, George, you're on your own. Um, I don't know what Room 40 is, Zach. Infinite perspective, please hit like and subscribe. Many people agree. Savage. In that case, joining Freemasonry might not be right for you. You can get a lot of benefits out of Freemasonry outside of, you know, spending time with other people. I don't want to make it seem like that's all it is, but that's a big part of it. So, um, okay, that's it. Mr. Tyler is in timeout. Um, that's true. Yeah, orthodoxy in religious connotation means correct. So, what's the rumored secret club? I have no idea, second guesser. People keep telling me that exists, but I have no idea what it is. I mean, I think Walt Disney was a Freemason, to my knowledge. I could be mistaken, but I think he was I think he was a Freemason. One push-up, I'll sub him. Like, sorry, Super Jacob, I cannot do that. It's too late for push-ups. I'll do some tomorrow. If you, I'll do some tomorrow if you come back, Super Jacob. Actually, join on, join us on uh, August 21st at 2 p.m. for my 24-hour stream. And we will, I'll do some push-ups there for sure. Can Candace ask you a question? Candace who? Anybody on stream can ask me a question. I mean, Jester, there is some truth to that. I don't believe in secret groups at all, but certainly in terms of who has power, influence, control over the world, it's far more the, hedge funds and capital. But I mean, that's not to say positive or negative things. That's just this idea that Freemasonry is somehow controlling things. It's not the case, not economically or any other ways. Well, and we used to have, Freemasonry used to have 4 million members in the United States, as well as millions of members all around the world. $400 from, 4 million people is a lot, plus yearly dues, plus fundraising efforts. It adds up. And when Freemasonry was having these massive boom periods, it was able to bring in a lot of membership with a lot of dues and fees and fundraisers and special events. And yeah, and then obviously the nursing homes themselves very often have their own sources of income. So they may, like different nursing homes will charge the people in the nursing homes like, rent or whatever it is. However, like I know in Texas, for example, what they'll do is if you cannot afford, if you need a place to stay, like you're homeless and you're elderly, and you need a place to go, they will let you stay and basically do a total asset forfeiture, meaning, let's say you're living in your car and you need a residence, they will let you stay at the Texas Masonic Retirement Community and they'll just seize your car or whatever as your collateral, and then you'll just live there and not pay rent. But otherwise, if they can, or if you have insurance or Medicare, whatever it is, they'll use that as well for the funding. What do you call the members? Well, you would call your member like your brother, right? You call your members your brother. In terms of like positions, the highest ranking position would be the worshipful master. His assistants are the senior and junior wardens. Um, on top of that, um, you have your deacons, you have inner guard, you have a secretary and a treasurer. All of those are different offices within a lodge and have different responsibilities. Um, well, I mean, it's relatively speaking, right? So if you, let's say, can go into a lodge and pay $400, whatever the rent is, then you just pay the rent. But if you are homeless and on the street and you have nothing, then you just go in and you stay there for free, right? And I do know some Masons, or at least I know of some Masons. I've seen the stories, and actually widows as well, who were literally living on the street, like had nothing, and they got to stay at the retirement community, where they got medical care and the cafeteria and shelter, and it's a really nice place. It's absolutely beautiful. And at that point, they're old, like they're not looking at getting a job. If I recall correctly, you need to be in your 60s at least and retired or not working before you can go into it. Um, this is for anybody, Lorna. I mean, all my streams are for the public, or for Masons, either or. But Masons are the public. My streams are for anybody. Um, Neither, Maverick. Matthew, you're on your own. I will neither confirm nor deny, second guess, or any signs of recognition. I wouldn't call them signs, I call them modes of recognition. But I would neither confirm nor deny. For that, you got to join to find out. And it's better to do it that way. You'd enjoy it more, learning about Freemasonry. Orthodoxy, sorry, no sergeant at arms for you. Um, I don't know what you're talking about, super. I mean, a Masonic lodge is not a care home, but many Masonic jurisdictions run care homes. Again, Texas Masonic Retirement Community. Um, there's Alma, Michigan. There's Kentucky. There's Ohio. Um, that's very cool, WYT. Please like and subscribe. Matthew, my grandfather and fathers are Freemasons as well. Um, Cash, we don't want to convince anybody to become a member. I don't try to convince anybody. I just say why I love Freemasonry, and if they want to join, then they are more than welcome to do so. Um, I don't know what you mean by post number. My mother lodge is Windsor Lodge 403. That's my mother lodge. All right, guys, I'm going to be ending this stream soon because it's almost 2. Maybe we don't even have any handshakes, and I neither confirm nor deny the handshake. You got to join to find out. Going well, Stanley. Once again, to everybody watching this, I'm going to remind you, please, Orthodoxy, the Catholic Church is wrong. I know you're going to disagree with that, which is fine. You're more than welcome to. But, I mean, first of all, I don't believe in curses, period. I certainly don't believe in generational curses. And so, yeah, there is no curse to being a Freemason. Lion's paw, like in a lion, the animal? Maybe that's a Masonic term, maybe it's not. I will neither confirm nor deny. All right, guys. I love the Simpson Stonecutters episode. Honestly, I found that 1 p.m. a lot of people are working, but like me, a lot of people like to stay up late. So it seemed to just work out well. Which is fine, orthodoxy, but I'm telling you that teaching is incorrect. I mean, but I would believe that about anything because I don't believe in curses, right? I don't believe in generational curses or curses. Stanley, thank you. So don't forget, tune in on August 21st, starting 2 p.m. Eastern, for my 24-hour stream. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait. Tomorrow, Saturday is Masonic Membership Visibility Day. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait for that as well. It's going to just be a really, really fun few days. This weekend, pay attention to my social media. I'm looking forward to having a really fun couple of days. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for being here as always. And I look forward to seeing you all very soon. All right. Have a good rest of your day. No, orthodoxy. You gotta stop asking me about that stuff. If you want to send me a gift as just a gift, that's fine. But if you send me a gift with expectations as to how I'll use it, because I'm not Catholic, I'm not going to be doing that. All right, guys. I will see you all very soon. Have a great rest of your day. I'm Cameron, ICE Immigration.